You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Oh my God. Fucker. Oh, God damn it.
What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. I got a good one. I guess we're gonna have a family conversation today. Are we going too freaking far with our kids? Are we becoming too buddy with our kids? I think this is a conversation I think is worthwhile having. See, I grew up in a day and age that when adults were talking in a room, for the most part, we weren't even allowed on the same level of the adults talking. The kids were in the basement or in a totally separate room. And, you know, every once in a while when I would muster up the courage to stick my head out the room a little bit to ask my other question, I did it with fear and trembling. That's not so in today's generation, my brothers and sisters. I don't know how you are with your kids. I grew up in a different era. Once again, if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm 54 years old. I will be 54 this August. Thank you, Jesus. I'm very happy about that. I grew up I'm Gen X, so I grew up in a very different era. If adults were talking, if my mother was talking to any of her friends, and I opened my mouth, my mother would backhand me right in my mouth for even uttering a sound. Evelyn Wall didn't play that. My mother didn't play that. Love you, Mom. My mother didn't play that, though. So I grew up in the era, and even when I was raising my kids, it was a kid should be seen and not freaking heard. That's just how it was. I didn't deal with all of this that they would jump in and offer their freaking opinion and all these other kind of things. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. I got two different sets of videos I want to play. I'm going to jump into this viral video first, and we're going to have a conversation about that. And then I'm going to jump into a bunch of prank videos that I thought were funny, but it still begs the question, are we going too far as freaking parents? But let's jump into this video real quick. Let's go.
All the stuff I do for you as a mother. Literally, I take care of you, I feed you, I cook, I do all that stuff. And all I did, I asked you for your birthday money so that I can pay the light bill.
Strike one, it's clearly his son is young. She's asking for his birthday money to pay the light bill. See, where's dad? Where's dad at? Where is father? Where is dad? Because as a dad, number one, my kids don't need to know what the hell's going on with the bills at this particular age. But number two, as a father, I want to pass down some instruction. That when bills are due, that we get our butts up off of our butts and we go to work. I think that's something that's missing in this conversation. Not no birthday money because someone was giving it anyway. Okay, I'm gonna try my best. But this particular video kind of pissed me off, y'all. I'm gonna get through it. We'll talk about this shortly. But you gotta teach your sons that if a man does not work, he don't eat.
You don't want to give me the birthday money. So I am taking the PS5 back so I can get the money so the bill can be paid.
Well, how you gonna ask for my birthday money that I got on my birthday to pay the light bill? And why you trying to take my PS5 away?
Well, you can't play the PS5 anyway if there ain't gonna be no lights in our house.
You shouldn't have been going out so much. You would have had the money. What happened to the income tax?
First of all, I'm an adult. Stay out my business. When I come to you as a mother and I'm telling you there's an issue with my help, you help.
This gotta be a prank, yo.
I'm tired of you going
this
out.
boy said you said, and then she talking about she an adult.
Leilani, I'm not even talking to you. So you stay in a child's place.
You said stay in a child's place, but you asking my brother to pay your bill.
Ooh, see what I'm saying? You're asking, stay in a child's place, but you're asking my brother to pay your bills. This young lady understands what's going on. I pray to God that this is a prank video. Not a prank video. That the mother did this for some type of viral reaction. Because there's so many horrible things to this freaking video. Number one, you're teaching your kids about lack. All I gotta say, where the father at? Where is dad? Because if dad is around, or if there was a dad around, this shouldn't be done. Her nails are done. Little man said, why do you have to sell my PlayStation if you stop going out so much and spend time much you could pay your bills? See, this is what I'm saying. Back in my day, in the day that I grew up, between 1971 and 1989 when I graduated, there was no conversations to my mother, Evelyn Wall, about the goings on in the house. We grew up, I raised my kids. My mother raised me with a level of freaking respect. And by the time I was in 10th or 11th grade, I was about like 5'11", almost 6 foot. I'm 6'1" now. And my mother got to be all of 4 and some change, 4'9" maybe. My mother's really tiny. My mother said to me one time, because as I got older, I guess I was feeling myself a little bit. And I guess I said something real slick to her. My mother said, "I'll be right back." She went back, came back in the room. My mother had a shovel. She said, "I'm going to tell you something. You open your mouth to me one more time like that, I don't care how big you are. I'll wait till you go to sleep and I'm going to knock the shit out of you with this shovel." I love my mother. That's what I'm talking about. Teach me, Mom. Teach me, Mom. This is not great parenting. This is beyond you putting yourself on a kid's level. Beyond you putting yourself on a freaking kid's level. You're teaching your kids all kind of bad habits. You got a young lady in the car. And already she's saying that you go out too much. So you're teaching her to party and blow your bills is part of being an adult. Because we got to remember, some things are better caught than taught. We can't always lay down the law and biblically teach our kids what to do. Our kids are watching our freaking lifestyles. And so that's what I'm saying. Are we going too freaking far as parents, y'all? Are we going too freaking far? Is it too much? Have we overstepped the boundaries? I want to jump into this next set of videos because I thought this was interesting. But once again, it begs the question, are we going too freaking far as parents in this parenting game, in this social media age? Let's go. All right, before I get started, this is a prank. These are all pranks. It's the mother putting, you can kind of figure the rest out. Let's go.
Oh my God. Fucker.
See?
Oh, God,
see?
damn it.
See? This is exactly what the freak I'm talking about. We are going too far. So now it's acceptable for what? He got to be 3, 4 years old? He can't be more than 5 years old. And it's acceptable for him to call his mother an effer. You know what I learned as a parent? That these things just don't go away into thin air. They just don't magic. This child doesn't go from being some cute child cursing at his mother, sticking his middle finger up at his mother, and becomes an angelic teenager. No. They turn up the volume on their disrespect. They turn up the volume on their disrespect. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say that for another video. But we're going too far, y'all. Let's go.
Oh no.
Okay, heal it. Look this one. Ew.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's disgusting.
I got poo-poo on you.
Oh, boo-boo.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. We live in a different world. It's a world that I'm not a part of, y'all. Like I said, my kids are grown, so I don't know. But for those of you out there who do have younger kids, I'm asking you: are we relaxing? Are we blurring the lines too much with how can we prank our kids and play with kids and then at some point demand respect from them? How can we sit in a car and talk about selling a child's PlayStation, taking their birthday money to pay a bill of necessity? Yet you got your nails done. You got your hair did. You hanging with your girls. You out there spending the money, and your light's about to get turned off. I really think that was a viral plug. I think she was trying to pull, but either way, it seems as though her kids are very comfortable talking to her in what I'm gonna consider disrespect. I didn't grow up in that day and age, y'all. For all my fathers out there, and I don't try to put I'm not trying to put, the pressure on single moms, because I get it. I get it. Parenting is a freaking hard job for all of us. I can only imagine what a single mother goes through raising teenagers. I've been there before. But I think we're going too far. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. I think at some point in time, when I was raising my kids, I guess I was very militant. If you look at them now, for the most part, yeah, I was somewhat militant. But I remember because I had them so young, I struggled so much. The only thing I wanted to do was get them to 18 years old and give them the foundation that if you don't work, you don't eat, that you have to be accountable and responsible for what's in your hands. You can't blame nobody for your ish. I'm not saying I was by far was I a perfect father. And by far am I saying I did everything right. My only goal was to try to get them to a place of adulthood that I didn't have time to play around with them. We had fun, we joked, we watched movies, we did all the things that you do, but I wasn't joking around like this. As a matter of fact, when it came to me and bills, when it came to the light bill, my only conversation with my kids is that when I walked in the house, like, why are these damn lights on? I will walk through the door. No hello, no this. Why is my house lit up like the Christmas tree and it ain't Christmas time? Why am I walking into the house and giving Con Ed all my money? Why when I walk through the door, I feel like PSE&G is tapping me on the shoulder? Why the hell do y'all got so many damn lights on in this house? And who is going to pay the bill when the bill is due? So if you're not going to pay the bill when the bill is due, turn my damn lights off. That was the only conversation I had with my kids. To this day, for the most part, from what I understand with all my kids, not one of them have had their electricity turned off ever. Ever. Anyway, I'm being kind of funny, y'all, but it's a very serious topic. I think that we're talking about the next generation of leaders. We're talking about a generation that is extremely freaking entitled, and I don't think joking around with them in this way and manner helps that entitlement in any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this video. It was interesting. The first lady really pissed me off, y'all, because I feel like our young black boys need all the help they can get. And I'm all for them playing games. I'm all for my young men. But that's why I said, where's dad? Where's dad? That's what I was trying to say about, being a single mother. Brothers, I get it. I've had so many men inbox me over the years. Even on my last video I did with the stepfathers, and a lot of men said that I'm trying, but she's keeping me from him. I get it. Let me tell you something real quick before I wrap this up. So I left. I got divorced. In the mid 2000s, right? I have 4 kids. 2 of my daughters were very young. They were like, I think one was maybe 12, other one maybe 10. They were young. So the 2 older ones were clearly full-grown teenagers, so they got all of me. But especially my youngest daughter, she was very, very, very young. She had to be maybe 8 or 9, maybe 10. I went through the same thing where the mother wouldn't let me see them. And I was 30. I was 30-something at the time. I really didn't think about it back then, or didn't know. All of my kids are older now. All of my kids are over 30 now. And I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I wish I would have had the $4 to just go to court. A lot of black men don't want to go to court. I was one of them. I don't want no judge telling me what to do. I ain't going to court. And listen, I'll send you money. You ain't got to put me on. Listen, I ain't going to no court. But then I began to fight. All I had to do was go to court, y'all. Go to court, file for visitations, and I would have had my daughters when I would have wanted them, as opposed to fighting. And so I say this all to all my brothers. Some of you may have been to court, may have not been to court, but I don't advocate going to court, but to message and text and X to see your kids when clearly there's some issues there ain't the right way to go about it. Especially if there's some animosity, some resentment there. You're fighting a downhill battle. You got to go to court. You got to get visitations. Yes, they're probably going to put you on child support and a bunch of other stuff. But we had kids. That's what having kids is all about. That's what being a man is all about. You know, you got to make the hard choices. Yeah, we were having fun, or we thought it was fun in the moment, but then the child came, the relationship went to hell, and now everybody's bitter, everybody's angry, everybody's freaking pointing the fingers. But the thing that I got the other day in my soul was that it wasn't my daughter's fault. I didn't fight hard enough. This is me thinking about me back then, the old version of me. I didn't fight hard enough. I kept making a bunch of excuses, but there was no resolution. And I've had to apologize to them. Like I said, they're all 30 now, and I've had to apologize to them for being a neglectful father. Not neglectful as I just totally abandoned them and didn't provide for them, but being neglectful in what I should have done in terms of taking my full responsibility and going to court, so that I wasn't arguing, fighting, and trying. And I was so, sometimes you're so angry at the freaking ex that you don't realize it's the kids that are being hurt. And I just didn't see it back then. But anyway, I don't know how I got on that topic, y'all, but I hope this helps. This is very interesting. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're dealing with any of these issues. Let me know if hey, look, joking with my kids is fine. My kids are gonna be okay. I don't know. I don't have little kids. That's why I open up to conversation. I'll be back with another video real soon. Thank y'all for checking this one out. Thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. I'll get at you in the next video. Peace.